Welcome back to Where the Roots Have Room. This is season 2 of the Gilded Leaf, and I'm so glad that you're here. Before we go anywhere, find your headphones if you haven't already, or find a quiet corner, a soft chair, a window with some light to look out while you listen. Take a few slow breaths. Because that's what we do here at the Gilded Leaf. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. This is that kind of space. If you don't have anything warm to drink right now, this might be a good moment to go make yourself a cup. I'll wait. I mean it. Hi, I'm Bridget, the writer, herbalist, and voice behind the Gilded Leaf. For those of you who are new here, welcome. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a leaf lover, a tea drinker, a gardener, an outdoorsy enthusiast, and honestly, someone that loves to talk about plants and how they help us heal. If you've listened before, you already know. Tea has always been my love language for as long as I can remember. It started as a hug in a mug, comfort in a cup, something warm to hold on a hard day when my nervous system needed an anchor more than it needed an explanation. And somewhere along the way, the cup of tea became ritual. It became study. It became a whole way of understanding the world, the body, and the self. It became this podcast, this community, this quiet passion project that I get to share with you every week, and I'm so grateful. If today's episode does speak to something in you, please share it with one person, someone who might need permission to slow down, someone who is doing quiet work that no one else can see. This community grows the way roots grow, slowly and underground, invisibly, and every listener who passes it along is part of that. So now, today's steep. This week we are sitting with Burdock Root, the same herb we've been holding all week in the weekly Steep newsletter and in Sunday's Tea Table Confessional. I chose it for this episode because of what it carries energetically. Patience, depth, the willingness to go all the way down before anything is asked to come up. You will understand exactly why by the time that we're through. So let's get to it. There's a kind of work that doesn't look like work from the outside. It doesn't show up on your face. It doesn't appear in your calendar. It doesn't produce anything you can hold in your hands or post on a Tuesday. It happens in the quiet, in the dark, in the places most of us never think to look, or have been maybe too afraid to. I'm talking about shadow work, the slow, unglamorous, absolutely necessary practice of going beneath the surface of your own story and asking, honestly, authentically, what is actually living down here? Burdock Root has been my teacher this week, and it is a patient one. So let's talk about the plant. For those that aren't subscribers, you don't get the weekly steep. So let me talk about burdock with you guys right quick. Burdock is not a delicate herb. It grows low and wide. It sends a taproot to sometimes 3 feet into the earth, dark and mineral rich and unhurried. It produces those tenacious little burrs that latch onto everything they touch. Fun fact, the ones that inspired the invention of Velcro, if you can believe it. If you've ever walked through an overgrown field in late summer and come home with your sleeves full of them, you have already met burdock. It is the plant that does not let go. And in Asian cooking, maybe in Japanese cooking especially, the root is called gobo, honored as food, braised slowly, served with reverence. And in traditional Chinese medicine and Western herbalism alike, burdock root is considered a quote-unquote alternative, a plant that supports the body's natural rhythms of release and renewal. Not fast, not dramatic, steady, committed, working in ways you may not immediately see. That is burdock's gift. It works beneath the surface. It does its deepest tending in the dark, and it anchors. In formulation, in the craft of blending herbs, burdock root is the kind of root that grounds a formula. It holds the other plants in place while they do their work. It is the foundation that makes illumination possible. This week, that felt important for me to say out loud. And if you've been with me through season 1's Chakras series, I want to gently encourage you to go back and listen to those 7 chakras, because what we built there is the foundation for so much of what we're exploring in season 2. You'll remember that we talked about shadow work in the context of energy centers called the chakras. In that framework, the shadow side is not something dark or frightening in the way that we've been conditioned to fear darkness. It is simply the part of us that hasn't been seen yet, the part that lives in the unlit rooms of our interior landscape. Not because it wants to hide, but because no one has held a lantern up to it yet. And every chakra has a shadow expression, an out of alignment quality, let's say, a wound that formed when the energy center didn't receive what it needed, like safety or love, truth, worth, belonging. And when those wounds go unexamined, they grow, not because they are spiteful, but because unseen things tend to fill whatever space we give them. Shadow work is the practice of illumination, of turning towards what we have been turning away from, of saying, I see you. You're not a big old monster under the bed. You are a part of me that needs tending to listen to the narrative and choose to plant different flowers or companion plants that support rather than to continue to be barren. And what burdock root understands, what it has always understood, is that this work begins underground. It begins in the root. Before anything blooms, something has to go all the way down into the dark and nourish the soil. There's an ancient principle that runs through Hermetic philosophy, through traditional Chinese medicine, through virtually every healing tradition I have studied. As above, so below. As within, so without. What lives inside us eventually expresses itself outside of us. And what we experience in the body is often a mirror of what is happening in the interior landscape we haven't yet looked at. In traditional Chinese medicine, or TCM, we don't view dis-ease. And I use that word intentionally with a hyphen to hold its original meaning. We don't view dis-ease as something that simply happens to the body. We view it more as a message, a signal, a conversation the body is trying to have with us. If the mind is carrying unprocessed grief, for example, the lungs may start to speak through a cold that never goes away. If the nervous system is running on fear that has never been named, the kidneys and the adrenals take notes in things like lower back pain. If the heart has been carrying something too heavy for too long, the chest knows. It can manifest as palpitations or irregular heartbeat or high blood pressure. The body and the mind are not separate systems. They are one continuous conversation, always in dialogue, always reflecting each other. And this is why we were always taught to look for the root, not just the symptom, not just the branch that is wilting, but the root that the whole plant is drawing from. The root is where the story lives. And this is why Burdock is such a profound teacher. Because Burdock root is an alternative. It supports the body's natural process of moving what has become stagnant, of clearing what has accumulated, of gently restoring flow. But more than that, it is an anchor in formulas that require illumination. When a formula needs both depth and direction, when it needs something to hold the space while other plants do their lifting, that is where burdock belongs. It's the root work, foundational work, the kind of work you do in the dark before the light comes. As above, so below. What we clear in the body creates room in the spirit. What we tend in the spirit, the body begins to reflect. This is not metaphor. This is medicine. And I want to take a moment and talk about burdock root in a different context, because this herb is not just in our cup this week. It lives at the heart of one of the blends I have been quietly and carefully building for you. It's called Ground, the first blend in the Gilded Leaf Foundational Collection. There's 6 of them, and Ground carries burdock root as one of its anchoring herbs, and I want to walk you through why. Because when I formulated Ground, I wasn't reaching for the most dramatic herbs or the most trendy. I was asking a very specific question. What does the nervous system need when it has forgotten what it feels like to be in the body? What does a person reach for when the mind has been running so fast and so long that the ground beneath them feels uncertain? And these 7 plants answered. Here's the formula for Ground, which will be coming soon, but I'll address that in a minute. We have dandelion root, the first anchor. Dandelion root in this formula called Ground carries a deep and bitter warmth, earthy and grounding in a way that feels almost geological. In TCM, bitter flavors descend. They move downward. They help a scattered, upward rushing mind remember where the floor is. Dandelion root also supports the liver, and in Chinese medicine, the liver governs the smooth flow of free and energy through the body. When we are stressed, when we are holding, when things have become stuck, the liver is often where we feel it first. And dandelion does this very well in moving things that have become stagnant. Burdock root, our teacher this week alongside dandelion, burdock root deepens the root work. It supports the body's natural clearing process. It helps move what has stagnated and holds the formula in place. It is not the flashiest herb in the blend. It is the one that makes everything else possible. I then incorporated oat straw. Oat straw, this herb is nourishment for the nervous system itself. Not sedation, not suppression, but slow, deep feeding. Oat straw is what you reach for when the nervous system has been running on empty, when you've been giving and going and holding and not stopping long enough to be replenished. It is patient and it is generous and it asks nothing dramatic of you, just to be able to receive. Then within ground, I have created Tulsi or holy basil. Tulsi is an adaptogen. It's a nervine, a plant that has been held sacred in Ayurvedic traditions for centuries, and for good reason. Tulsi helps the body and the mind adapt, not force, not override, but adapt. It brings a gentle, clarifying warmth, and in formulation, it lifts the blend towards something that feels almost luminous. Earthy, yes, but bright. Grounded, but not heavy. Then I added cinnamon chips, and in Chinese medicine, cinnamon warms the interior. It moves circulation, stokes the metabolic fire, and brings a sweetness that opens the formula. On a nervous system level, warmth is medicine, literally and energetically. And when we are in a state of contraction or stress or fear, warmth invites us to expand, to soften, to remember that safety is possible. I have orange peel, which is kind of the lift. It's the brightness that keeps the blend from becoming too heavy. Orange peel in TCM moves the chi, it circulates, it opens, it carries just enough citrus clarity to wake the senses without jolting them. In this formula, I felt like it's the gesture of welcome, come in, sit down, you're safe here. And so that's why I added that. And then the final anchor is dried ginger root. Ginger warms the digestive center, what TCM calls the middle jiao, and in doing so, it roots the whole experience in the body, not in the mind, not in the worry, in the body, in the breath, in the present moment. Ginger says, "You are here, this is now, begin here." Together, these 7 herbs do one thing. They bring you back, not to where you were before, not to the version of you that was managing, but back to your body, back to your breath, back to the ground beneath your feet. This first foundational collection is one of 6 blends. It's almost ready. I've almost finished my Shopify website. So thank you for being so patient. But it is almost complete, and the moment it is live, I'm thinking sometime in June, I'll be the first to tell you, because I'm pretty proud of creating a website to house traditional herbal blends, to showcase some of my favorite tea accessories. I wanted Burdock to introduce itself properly first, because that is how plants work, isn't it? Relationship first, then medicine. I want to say something that might feel a little tender here just for a moment, and I want to say it carefully because it matters to me. I believe that the interior landscape, the inner world, the unseen self, is where the sacred lives first. Before the bloom, before the offering, before anything we give to the world or the people we love, there is an interior, and that interior has to be tended. Not perfected, not fixed, not made presentable, just tended to. However that looks for you, I chose tea. Tea is my medicinal therapy, but that is not to say that one could use a hand in a partnership when looking at one's own mental health and healing. Because when we bring light to what lives inside us, the grief we never named, the shame we inherited, the stories we have been carrying since before we even had words for them, we don't destroy those things. We alchemize them. We turn them into something that can actually nourish us, into soil, into root, into the ground from which something real can grow. So, as above, so below, as within, so without. The work of healing, whether it's the body's work or the soul's, always begins by going towards what has been most avoided, right? This is what every teacher I have sat with has understood. The symptom is not the enemy. The symptom is the map, and the root, always the root, is where the healing actually lives. Now, I have been doing this kind of shadow work for a long, long time, untangling all of the tangled interior landscape. And I'm still doing it, and I don't think it ends. I think it deepens. There is a story I've been sitting with this week, a very personal one, about my own interior landscape and a season of tending I did with someone I trust deeply, a healer and Reiki master who helped me turn toward some of the most shadowed places in my own history. I'm not ready to tell it today, but I'll tell you this: the work changed me, not in a dramatic before and after way, in the quiet way that roots change soil, slowly and invisibly, irrevocably. Sunday's tea table confessional is where I'll sit with you fully in that story this Sunday. I hope you'll join me there. Bring your tea, give yourself some time. It's a tender one. Burdock Root asks one question, and it asks it quietly. What are you tending beneath the surface? Not what are you producing, not what are you showing, not what you are managing. No, what are you tended to? This week, I hope you give yourself permission to go a little deeper, to sit with what is unseen, to trust that the roots you are growing right now even the ones no one else can see, even the ones reaching through the dark, are doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. The bloom will come. It always does. But first, let's tend to that root. And so, before we end, I want to say thank you. Ashe. Thank you for being here today, truly. If something in today's episode landed for you, if Burdock Root said something you needed to hear, I hope you'll share this episode with one person, someone who might need permission to do the quiet work, someone who is growing something underground right now and hasn't been told yet that it counts. It is how this community grows. One cup, one conversation, one person at a time. And I am so grateful for every one of you who is a part of it. Come find me as a subscriber for the Wednesday Weekly Steep, where we go deeper into herbs and the science and the story behind them. And join me Sundays in the Tea Table Confessional. I'll be waiting for you there with the full story. But until then, this is Bridget signing off, steeped in intention and offered with care.